Alright, hello and welcome back to the channel. So, I'm doing something I probably should have done in the first place a long time ago. And as you guys can see behind me, the doorway is kind of down. It's a little different, so I'm actually going to be rebuilding the doorway in this video. And hopefully this is the last time I have to tweak with it or anything like that. I got some new 2x3s on my porch right now that I'm going to cut the size. I'm going to remeasure all of this, try to get this as correct as possible this time around so that I don't have to do all of this again. And I probably should have just done it a different way to begin with. The only thing I'm going to do differently with this wall is I'm going to probably put it together with nails instead, because I don't know if the screws were the best idea, but we'll see. I might still do the screws, but the reason why I'm redoing it with nails or whatever is because I can try and save on the screws that I already used. And I had to get more wood anyways. I'm going to try and save the pieces that I'm using for the doorway, because I could not find them at Lowe's, at least not the ones that I bought before. So here's to hoping I can get those off in one piece without them cracking or anything like that. And I still have an extra piece in case I do crack it, but I would like to try and save that piece for as best as I possibly can for the top of the doorway and whatnot. So we'll see. I was not looking forward to having to redo the doorway, but I may as well do that. There's something else I wanted to say. I'm going to do this video a little differently. I will be doing a lot more talking in this one, but I've been getting a lot of questions in some of my comments that I do want to address in this video for some of my newer followers, subscribers. And I do want to say thank you for all of the support that I've been seeing. I've been getting a lot of subscribers as of late, so welcome to the channel. Thank you for showing at least a little interest in this little passion project of mine. I will go into some details about it, at least as much as I can, because nothing's truly concrete. But for now, let me move some of this stuff out of the way, get to taking this wall apart, and I'll probably see you guys on the porch in just a second. Okay, so the doorway has been dismantled. I'm going to try, and I do mean try, to recycle some of the wood that I did use for the doorway, so I don't have to use as much of the new wood, because I will be using the newer wood, if any is left, for the bonus room whenever I do that, because I do plan on doing the 2x3 walls in there as well. So I'm going to really just use the scrap wood from the old doorway to remeasure and whatnot and try to get as close of a fit as possible. And I might try to put it in piece by piece rather than trying to put it in all at once, and I think that'll work out better for me. So we'll see how that goes. The bottom plates are just going to have to be odd, but they'll just have to work however they work. And I think that'll work for me. So let me check this top piece. I'm not going to totally reuse it. Maybe. It depends on if I can, because it is full of holes. So I might just replace that whole piece. And I think I have another scrap piece about this length that I can reuse. Plus I'm going at this with my handsaw this time, so hopefully the cuts are better. Not that the jigsaw did a terrible job, because that's all on me, but I think the cuts will be better with my saw, if it wants to work today. I never really figured out why it jammed, and I can only assume user error, and I probably just tried to force it too fast. I'm not sure. So we'll see if the saw is working today. I have my battery charging right now. It's charged actually. So I don't think it was the battery per se, but just in case, I have the battery charging, and I will try the saw today when I cut these new pieces of wood. Uh, I don't think it's the battery because I did try my router when I was trying to fix the wall. I believe it was Saturday or Sunday. I don't know which day I was out here, but I was out here a little bit trying to edit the wall, fix the wall, and that's what happened. The wall kind of came apart on me, and I didn't have time to fix it. So um, let's see how this fits, and then we'll get to cutting the new pieces. That one piece, this one wall right here, is just going to stay where it is, and I'm going to brace it against the top part up here. And I'll probably need to get like a 2x6. I think, yeah, I'll probably get a new 2x6 to like kind of just um, get it into place sort of right there so that I can get it even with that spot. And that way I don't have to do a whole bunch of odd cuts too much. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah. Let's see how this piece fits. We'll go from there. I might have to cut the ends a bit funny anyway. Yeah, the looks of it. Alright. So this piece was actually probably a tad too long, so I'm going to cut it a bit shorter, use it as a template for the new piece, and then I think I'm going to like, I guess, screw it in up there. I think that'll work without me having to put too much effort into cutting, well, not cutting, but doing too much. I'm going to double top this, so I'm going to stack two 2x3s on top of each other and do a double plate at the top, like I see for a lot of the walls in here anyways, and go from there. And I think that should work. Yeah, I think that'll work. So let's hope that my saw works today. I really am hoping that it works today because I was a little discouraged last time trying to cut my trim, and the saw was the reason I had to quit. So let's get to it. Alrighty. I figured since I'm taking a little bit of time to clean up and sweep because the wall did fall and knock some of my stuff around all over here, that I would take this time to reintroduce myself while I do a little bit of cleanup. Mostly for new subscribers before I screw around and forget. So, hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Avery. I am 28 now. I am a computer science major, a freelance artist, and I work as a hand on my family's homestead. This shed right here is a 12 by 24 wraparound porch lofted barn cabin. that I have opted to name the Classy Cat Tiny, and I am definitely turning it into a tiny house. I'm not exactly sure what the concrete plans are here at this property, um, but I do know that we're making this a slightly larger scale version of our current homestead. So we technically have two homesteads, and this one's just in its infancy stage. So we still have a lot of work out here to do, and I'm really excited to see that happen. So stick around for, I'm going to say, around February time frame, because that seems to be January, February time frame, because that's when I've been hearing that we're going to be doing a lot out here. So stay around for that. The Classy Cat Tiny is actually 3 years old, I believe. I got this shed in March. My parents got it for me as pretty much a gift. I did not pick anything out with the tiny house other than the barn roof and the porch. So everything else my parents kind of picked out. But yes, the Classy Cat Tiny is 3 years old since March. And I wish I had videos of the delivery, but I don't. I didn't think to have any videos. But I know the Classy Cat Tiny and the he-she shed across from me were delivered around the same time. And we're going to be turning the he-she shed into a tiny house as well as the main house. So the he-she shed is a 14. I can't remember the exact size. It's something. I know it's this. And then the main house is a 16 by 40. So that's basically my plans for the tiny house. I plan on making this kind of a cozy spot just for me. I am treating it as pretty much my very first house, because it pretty much is my first house. And I can't wait to really get into really finishing it out. I think my current plans for the tiny house are to get as much of the framing done as I possibly can before we do any electrical insulation or anything like that. So I'm kind of going at this completely broke, mind you. Like, everything I have in the tiny house right now, I saved up for via art commissions and cheesecake orders. And some of the stuff I just got for free or for a deal, scouring Habitat for Humanity and places like that. So I am really trying to put this tiny house together on one heck of a budget, but it's coming together, I think, nicely so far. I will be trying to record the entire building process of the tiny house, and that includes all of my mistakes and everything I've learned along the way, and maybe even some how-to videos if I figure out something that I think works better, and if it works better for me rather than what I've seen elsewhere. God, I don't like rambling. But I've only recently started working in the tiny house, mostly because I got sick of waiting, and I just figured it's my house, so why not just try to do what I can in it? And that's pretty much how I got started with this whole building project, as it is. But as you guys can see, my current plan is to rebuild this wall for the doorway. I'm going to build it piece by piece. Once I get the doorway squared away, I will probably bring the sander out, sand down my door so that I can finally hang my door, and I'll have the bathroom door set up. I do plan on maybe getting some cabinets, only like a couple cabinets that I plan on customizing for the kitchen space because I need to customize a cabinet technically for the oven, and there's a microwave cabinet. Like, I'm making a little island bar type thing right here, so the whole thing has to be sort of pieced together and sort of customized, and that'll be mostly it for the kitchen until I get the bonus room going, because then I can get most of the stuff out of the way and I can build the bonus room up and hopefully finish out the kitchen. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about the tiny house that I can think of. I don't want to get too deep into some of my plans, but I think it'll turn out nice. So, yeah, I really do think it'll turn out nice. Or at least I'll try my dangest to make sure it does. So, I think that's enough of me rambling. Let me finish sweeping up in here, sort of, and then we'll get to working on that door. Not door, the wall. Alrighty, just did a test run with my saw just to see if I'd be able to do anything today, and it's still acting like it's getting jammed. I don't know if it's me or if I need a new blade, so I'm probably gonna have to take a look into that when I get back to the main homestead, because Wi-Fi is terrible out here, so I won't really be able to troubleshoot that kind of thing from here, which is kind of annoying. I did try to go at it with my router, and I already know that's going to take way too long to just try and get a piece to fit. So what I'm probably going to end up doing, and this is what I'm thinking, the pieces that I am going to reuse, because they're still long pieces that I can definitely reuse for this, I'm going to screw them into the walls here. I will get the top plate in. Well, I'm not going to screw them in. I'm just looking at how they fit in right now, and I think they fit pretty well. I'll bring you guys back to see better in a minute. But I'm going to reuse these pieces to do the long wall pieces and everything, and I'll just have to cut the top plates later. I don't know if I'll have to borrow my dad's saw or if I gotta borrow the jigsaw again. I plan on buying my own jigsaw anyways, so it won't be that big of a deal. But I'll probably end up borrowing the jigsaw again so that I can cut these top pieces the way they need to be cut, and going from there if I can't get my saw to work. But the plan is to pretty much layer up on the blocking on these two sections right here so that there's more studs in the corners. Trying to frame out the door frame to the best of my ability with the 2x3s I have on the porch, and going from there. I gotta cut 2 new plates for the top anyways, so I am a little discouraged because I've been trying to get this to I was hoping to do this rather quickly today so I wouldn't have to leave it unfinished. I got wood on the floor. But yeah, I am a little discouraged that my saw is acting up. So that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. I want to get this done the right way, so I just have to take my time. So I'm going to have to look into what's going on with my saw, and I'll see from there. I'm trying to think. Yeah. So looking at a saw, get these top haircut probably later this week because I won't be able to do it today. This might end up being a short video for you guys anyways. But I am kind of excited about redoing the doorway, and if I redo the doorway the right way, I won't have to do too much sanding on my door. I just got to sand it smooth, and then I can kind of like fit the door in the frame without having to do a whole bunch of crazy sanding down. And that way everything fits, everything's plumb, all of that. I gotta get braces for that wall so that I can just get that in place, because it still wobbles at the top. And I think in my next video, on top of doing hopefully the wall, I will actually be going around doing silicone to help seal in the tiny house some more. I am not sure if I will actually bother to get this wall over here in the kitchen, mostly because there's a lot of stuff to move around. Second, because I'm almost pretty sure that when I go to do the bonus room, I'm going to have to tear out this wall. So it seemed kind of pointless to do all of that, but I will do some sealing around the front and everything here where I'm not going to rip out a wall. And hopefully that should keep some bugs out. I haven't seen any bugs as of late because it's getting colder, so pretty excited about that. But I will take you guys outside to do a bit of an update on the lemongrass that I planted, because I think it's actually looking pretty good. So let me do that real quick. Alrighty, this is probably going to end up being a whole video of me just really talking. But so I moved the door so that it's out of the way. I'm going to try and salvage these. They're the two long pieces that were in the doorway. I want to salvage my wood, so I'm going to try and pry these off carefully so that I can save them, because I don't want to have to buy more wood. I really don't. And hopefully if I get my saw working, I can finish the trim out on my door. Focus for me. Yeah, because I want to finish the trim out on the door so that I can glue these pieces in, because these aren't glued. And then, well, sand the door down, glue these pieces in so that I don't have to mess them up, stain the door, and then I can finally hang the door. But I gotta get the wall right. So these pieces seem like they fit pretty well in these corners right here. And I might be able to put the two pieces of 2x3 up top as like the framing. I gotta see if that'll actually fit. I think I have some scrap 2x3s that I can actually test that out with. But I think it'll fit. So I'm going to double plate this pretty much, and then put probably one or two more studs right here. Yeah, one or two more studs right there. Ooh, focusing. So that I can get the doorway pretty much built back to where it's supposed to be. I might use some of the scrap wood to like fill in the little gaps at the bottom, but I don't know if they'll be 100% necessary. It'll probably just be something to screw the not 2x3s, the drywall to anyways if I do that. I gotta get bracing for this wall so that it sits against this. I'm not really worried about it not sitting right under this, because it gives the bathroom a little more space. And also I can just add some blocking at the top to make that even. So that's bathroom wall plans for this, so that I can get this to fit right. My camera is not focusing. But yeah, so that's the plans for the bathroom walls so that I can get this to fit. And hopefully I'll be able to put up the door in a week. So let's head outside so I can show you guys the lemongrass. I'm also going to have to wait till it gets a little colder because I am back to having the carpenter bees on my porch. There's one right there and there's one right under the window. I'm not too happy about that. But I'll get rid of those hopefully soon. So I think I showed you guys in a previous video me planting my lemongrass, and I'm pretty happy about it. So here they are, as long as the camera will focus. I didn't water them yet today, and I'm going to do that because I did not water them the other day when I came out here. Can't really see that one, but it's in the midst right there. There's another one right here. I think there's one right here, but I don't know if it like went dormant or died. I'm gonna hope that they come right back because it seems like they do. And then there's one right here at the end. And then I had a lot of them, so I just planted them wherever I kind of wanted to see lemongrass, pretty much. And I have two right here. This one right here. Focus. Yeah, this one right here. And then one a little further back right here that are doing well. I had a row of lemongrass right here. I don't know if they get enough light back here or if they got enough water or whatnot, but they're the only ones that look kind of bad. So I hope they're okay, and if not, it's all right. I'll just find something else to plant back here by the tiny garden. I got a lot of raking to do when I get the chance. Because I'm trying to keep the garden area kind of clear. I do eventually plan on coming back out here to work on some garden stuff while it's cold and kind of setting up the garden. But that's going to have to wait until I get some of these smaller trees cut back and I guess the ground leveled out, along with the bonus room, because I don't want to disrupt any plants or anything like that with me building the bonus room back here. So that's the garden so far. I plan on doing like a small decorative garden up here, hence the lemongrass in its spot, and I'll plant some other plants along with it. And then the back garden is kind of going to be a vegetable food garden, but just specialty foods and very small. Ooh. Alrighty, so that was a small garden update. So, like I said, probably going to be a short one today. Really just a lot of me talking. I was going to work on my doorway, and I really did come out here with the intention of trying to finish the doorway, but my saw just isn't having it today. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to call it a day today, and I'll see what I get to later on this week. I might even do some outdoor stuff. I am still looking to do a small project on the porch. So my plans really are to get a pallet or two to make some steps for the porch that I'm going to stain to match the porch. And that way I have just a little step up onto the porch so it isn't just one big step. Not that it's that big of a problem, but I have seen how it looks when it rains, and it can get pretty flooded out here. So that's one of the projects I have for out there. I might bring the pine that I might bring the pine needles that I rake up and use them as mulch in the front, because I feel like that'd be a good use of the pine needles rather than just throwing them out or burning them. Um, I am very discouraged about the wall, but God does everything for a reason, so it is what it is. So in the next video, hopefully, I'll be getting the wall done for reals this time. And I'll probably be doing some sealing around the front of the house for bug proofing. And I think that's all I have, other than maybe a little bit of yard work, because it is cooler now and I don't mind being outside as much because I'm not sweating. So those are probably what I'm going to get up to in the next videos if I don't get some other stuff for the tiny house, because I am saving up for, surprisingly, a bathtub, and I think I might have enough to splurge a little bit on getting my bathtub, and I might frame out the bathtub in one of my videos, hopefully soon, just so that I have it there, because it's part of the plumbing that I want to get framed out and whatnot, so I don't have to worry about that. And then after that, I think that's it, but we'll have to see. I might take my saw with me, because I always leave it here at the tiny house, so I might take it with me to test it out at the main homestead and see if maybe my dad can help me figure out what's going on with it or something, or if it's just me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry this was such a short one. I guess it's more of an update video and everything, but things happen. So don't forget to check out my Patreon. I am trying to update that with more unedited videos, polls, and some behind-the-scenes content for the tiny house and even the main homestead and whatnot. And like I said, I draw. So if you guys want to check out some of my art, I do have an art channel that I do have linked in the description. And I do post art that I don't post anywhere else on my Patreon as well. I'm also working on a webcomic series that I'm trying to revamp right now, and hopefully I can get it re-uploaded eventually. Yeah, I think that's all I got for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.